Hello drama lovers, welcome back to my channel. Breaking news. What if the ship you joked about at 3 a.m. suddenly became real? What if the glances, the silence, the smiles we thought were fan service, were actually love? Because today, LenaMiu didn't just trend. They changed the timeline. Lena just confirmed it. Miu didn't deny it. And what happened next left fans shaking, crying, and questioning everything they thought they knew about K-pop love stories. For years, LenaMiu lived in that dangerous space between fantasy and hope. The kind of ship fans whispered about but laughed off in public. A knowing look here. The hand held a second too long there. Matching lyrics. Matching moods. Fans clipped moments, slowed videos down, zoomed in on reflections, and told themselves, no, don't be delusional. Because in this industry, believing too hard can break your heart. But then, Lena spoke. Not in a press release. Not through a company statement. But in her own voice. Soft. Steady. Emotional. I think some love stories don't need to hide anymore. That was it. That single sentence exploded across timelines. Twitter froze. TikTok refreshed itself into chaos. And suddenly, years of coincidence rearranged themselves into a pattern that made terrifying sense. Because Lena didn't just confirm someone. She confirmed Miu. The girl who had always been there. The one who watched Lena like she was home. The one who smiled first and looked away last. And just when fans were still trying to breathe, Miu responded. Not with words, but with actions. A post. A caption so simple it hurt. Still choosing you. That S when it hit. This wasn't marketing. This wasn't noise. This was two people finally stepping out of the shadows they never created but were forced to live in. And yet, as emotional as that moment was, it was only the beginning. Because confirmation was one thing. But what Miu revealed next changed everything. And that's where the story deepens. Hours after Lena's confirmation, fans noticed something else. Old interviews resurfacing. Lyrics suddenly feeling too specific. And one live stream moment that everyone had ignored. Until now. Miu once said, laughing nervously, if I like someone, I like them seriously. I don't play. At the time, it sounded casual. Now it feels like a confession hiding in plain sight. Sources close to the situation revealed what fans had only dared to imagine. Miu has been in love with Lena for a long time. Not quietly. Not halfway. But fully. She wasn't just supportive. She was waiting. Waiting for the right moment. Waiting for safety. Waiting for Lena to be ready. And then came the line that shattered everyone emotionally. Miu wants to be Lena's official girlfriend. Not a secret. Not a rumor. Not a we're close. Official. In an industry that still struggles to let idols love freely, that word carries weight. Risk. Courage. Fans weren't just emotional because it was romantic. They were emotional because it was brave. Because Miu wasn't chasing headlines. She was choosing truth over comfort. Love over silence. And Lena, she didn't step back. She stepped closer. But the world doesn't pause just because love is real. And as joy flooded the fandom, another wave followed. Fear. Because what happens after the confession is often harder than the confession itself. The reaction was immediate. Support poured in from fans across the globe, especially women who saw themselves reflected in Lena and Miu's courage. This healed something in me. This gives me hope. I finally feel seen. But alongside the love came pressure. Speculation. Think pieces. People asking questions that were never theirs to ask. Because when idols love openly, the world doesn't just watch. It dissects. Every smile becomes evidence. Every distance becomes drama. Every silence becomes a headline. Yet what stood out wasn't the noise. It was how Lena and Miu moved through it. No panic. No backtracking. No apologies. Just quiet consistency. Matching schedules. Subtle support. Lyrics that felt warmer. Eyes that looked less tired. They weren't performing love. They were living it. And for fans who had followed them from debut stages to breakdowns, from wins to burnout, this wasn't just a couple reveal. It was growth. It was survival. It was two people choosing each other in a system that rarely allows that choice. But every story like this carries a question that lingers in the air. Can love stay soft? When the world is loud, the answer doesn't come from rumors. It comes from time. And that brings us to the moment that truly stays with us. LenaMiu isn't iconic because it's unexpected. It's iconic because it's honest. Two women. Two hearts. Choosing love without packaging it for comfort. For some fans, this is just pop culture news. For others, it's representation they never thought they'd see from someone they admire. It reminds us that idols aren't fantasies. They're human. They fall. They fear. They love. And sometimes, when the timing is right, they stop hiding. Whether Lena and Miu last forever or not, this moment already matters. Because it told thousands of people around the world, you're not wrong for loving honestly. You're not weak for wanting more. And you're not alone. And maybe, that's the real reason this story feels so emotional. If this story made your heart race, don't just scroll away. Comment one word that describes how you felt watching Lena and Miu choose each other. Not what you think, what you felt. And if you've ever loved a story that changed the way you see idols, love, or yourself, stay here. Because this channel doesn't just report moments. We feel them together.